Michael Bisping is joining us on the phone right now to talk about it all. I'm so thankful and grateful that he would take some time out of his day to talk to us. Michael, are you there?
Yes, I am. How you doing, Ariel?
You forgot? Did you forget about us, Michael?
Well, I don't know if you know this.
Yes.
Well, you do know it because you just said. But I've got another fight to prepare for, and I leave for a place called Shanghai in a few days.
Okay.
So I do apologize, but I'm a very busy bee at the moment.
It's so great to hear from you, Michael. I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to you. Although I must say, back in the day, you always used to make some time to join us via the magic of Skype. And now I feel like the last few appearances, you've kind of just said, you know what, I'm not going to go the extra mile. Take it or leave it. Phone call, that's it. If you don't like it, then stop bothering me. Is that accurate?
No, not at all. One day, and I'm assuming this will be pretty soon, we will have video calling technology in cars. But until that happens, Ariel, I can't help you. I mean, I could do a FaceTime on my phone, but I'm pretty sure I'll get arrested. So yeah, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere, I'm driving there, I'm trying to spar. I did that. I'm going to rush back. I'm talking to you. I'm going to do my own podcast, Believe You Me, available on iTunes. As soon as I walk through the door, I just spoke to my wife. I told her what lunch to have ready for me the moment I walk through the door so I can quickly eat it. And between all of this madness, I've got to get ready. I've got to do interviews for some guy that I'm fighting next week. And in between that, I'm penciling you in, Ariel.
Okay.
So the words you're looking for is thanks for making time. No, you're an asshole. Why don't you do Skype anymore?
Okay, let's not waste any more time then, because we have a lot to discuss. You find out about Anderson Silva falling out of this fight, getting provisionally suspended. Do you reach out to the UFC and ask for this, or did they reach out to you?
I got home on Wednesday from New York. I went out on Friday with my wife and my in-laws, who came in town to look after my little guy while the fight happened. And, we're driving along. We're listening to Sirius XM Rush, the MMA channel. And Luke Thomas is talking about the fact that Anderson Silva tested positive again and is out of the fight. And that they're looking for a replacement. And I looked at my wife and I just said, what do you think? Should I put my name forward? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'll fight him. She's like, well, if you want to do it, do it. You know, she was kind of supportive. Because she knows. I've been like, I've been pretty pissed off. I mean, it's fine. You know, there's bigger problems in the world. But the fact that I lost that fight, it bothers me. And I know I could, if I had that fight 10 times again, I'd win 10 times. I know I would. But I lost. And, all credit to George. And here we are. It's like a gift from the gods. You know, I mean, I get a chance to fight again. I get a chance to exercise my demons. I get a chance to get back in the winning column. All good things. So, I text Dana. I said, listen, I know a guy that fought last week who has no injuries. He can fight in Shanghai. He texts back, interesting. I text back, very. 20 minutes later, he gave me a phone call. We agreed some terms. We said we'd do it. Then I got a call from the legal department saying, Mike, we need to know that you're physically, that you're medically cleared. How do you feel? I said, listen, physically, I'm fine. Mentally, I'm wounded, and the only thing that's going to make that right is that I'm able to fight again. I'm emotionally and mentally scarred. Not physically, I'm fine. So that was about it.
Did you have to take any extra tests or anything like that? Because you do have a medical suspension, correct? A 30-day suspension from New York?
Yeah. No, we dealt with all that. So there was a little bit of testing. I had to, MRI and whatnot, and checked up. And, the New York Commission was satisfied. And there we go. We're all good.
So when you say that, and it's so fascinating to hear you say this, you're emotionally wounded. And by the way, I haven't had a chance to talk to you, but just credit to you, especially hearing that, how you handled the loss, showing up to the press conference, smile on your face, taking it all in stride. I know deep down that you were hurting, but you handled it with class, and really a lot of credit should go your way for doing that. Could you tell, like right now, do you feel like you're emotionally spent? Like, are you up for the training in the next week or so, the flight, to physically go? Like if the fight was tonight, I'm sure you could do it, but to just go through the next 2 weeks as you're still trying to process losing your belt, isn't that, kind of like a conflicting range of emotions that you have to deal with? It is.
And I was just speaking about that with Jason Perillo. I just sparred a few rounds, felt good, did some rounds on the pad. My condition is there, but I was, emotionally spent. you know. And I said, listen, I'll be good, because I've got a million things. This morning's been very stressful. I've been having to balance a lot of things. I had to go do an interview for the UFC, you know, pre-fight and this and that. I've got to do that. I've got to do this. I've got to get my visa. I've got some green card issues I need to take care of so I can get back into the country when I leave it. I've got a million and one things that are dragging me away from the fight in order for me to do it. So I've been stressed out, and I'm like, listen, let me take care of all these little things, and I'll be good. Right now, it's not the fight that's stressing me out. The fight, that's easy. It's all these external little minor things like visas. And, you know, I'm applying for a green card, and whilst you're applying, you can't leave the country unless you have what's called an advanced parole card. I have one of them, but my car got broken into in Maui, so I don't have that. And getting a replacement isn't easy, so I've got to fly to Las Vegas. I've got to have an appointment at the embassy. I've got all these fucking little things to do. You know, once I take care of all that, I'll be good. But, you know, the main thing is, you know, listen, I respect Kelvin Gastelum. I really do. I've got nothing against him whatsoever. Seems like a nice man, and he's a great fighter. But this isn't about fighting Kelvin. This is for me. I want to go out there and, you know, get back in the win column, you know, fight to the best of my ability, and do what I do best and what I love to do.
Have you had a chance to watch the GSP fight, Mike?
No, I don't want to watch it.
You're done? You'll never watch it?
I mean, I will at some point, but, you know, I don't need to see it. I know what happened. You know, first round, you know, the plan in the first round always was to be elusive. That's what we planned, just to stay away from his takedowns and then pour it on as the fight went on. Second round, I landed some good right hands. He got me down, but I got back up. When he got me down, I was chopping him up with elbows from underneath, which I planned on doing. And then I thought to myself, even though I'm landing good elbows, you're still on the floor underneath, so it's time to get back up. As soon as I thought that, I was able to get back to my feet, landed some good right hands and wobbled him. Felt good, you know, and then in the third round in a scramble, he caught me with a left hook that put me down, you know. Good for him. It was, you know, it was a heavy shot. It was good. He put me down. He followed it up, and he got a rear naked choke. So really, I don't really need to watch it again. You know what I mean? I know what happened. It was only last week, 8 days ago. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, you move on. I mean, God bless George. Good for him. Well done. And, you know, live to fight another day, which I will do in Shanghai next week.
Did he surprise you? Like, did you think never in a million years, 4-year layoff, middleweight, that he could look like that?
You know, I mean, everyone knows George is good. Everyone knows George is good. But, you know, that is in the past. I've said my piece. God bless him. I'm going to sit here and, you know, blow his trumpet the whole time, Ariel, for crying out loud. I said,
okay.
Well done. Better than one on night. What more do you want from me? Jesus Christ.
Okay.
It's time to move on. Not time to move on.
Fair enough. What do you say? You know, Larry Merchant once said, Michael, that, you know, all fighters go out on their back, right? Like sometimes they need to be safe from themselves. And I saw a lot of fighters say, you know what? I love Bisping. Everyone loves you. Everyone respects you, but he should take some time off. This isn't the right thing for him to do. What do you say to those people? Your fans, I've seen some of them say, I love the guy. I don't want to see him get hurt. I want to see him just take a break, who are thinking that maybe this is a little too soon for you coming off that fight. Yeah,
well, see, that's where I'm different from most people. I'm not saying that I think I'm special, but I'm an old school type of guy. You know, I mean, I do actually love to fight. I enjoy it, you know, and physically I'm fine. I am, you know, but I'm laid in bed the other night and I'm, you know, emotionally checked out. My wife's like, what's up? I'm like, well, what do you think's up? You know, I'm pissed off. I worked my ass off in that fight and it didn't go to plan, you know, and then this came out of the blue. And as I say, I mean, I can't not take it. You know, I mean, I know Kelvin's a tough fight, so I'm not taking him lightly, far from it. But this isn't about him. This is about me. This is a fight for me to get back into winning ways, exercise my demons, therapy in some ways, if you will. I appreciate people's concern. I'm fine. You know, I mean, that fight was easy. You know, I mean, yeah, I lost it. You know, he won by submission. But, you know, I spar 3 times a week in preparation for a fight. So I sparred once against GSP. I'm getting 3 weeks off. You know what I mean? So I spar 3 times a week when I'm getting ready for a fight, and the sparring sessions are tough. You know, yeah, all right. You know, He got me. He choked me out, but I'm totally fine.
At the end of the fight, at 217, I thought maybe you'd get on the mic and say, you know what, enough's enough, just based on your comments going into it. Of course, you didn't say that. What are the chances, if all goes to plan on the 25th, that you say, like, I can't imagine Michael Bisping retiring in Shanghai, of all places, with all due respect to Shanghai. Yeah. Is there a chance that this is your last fight, though?
No. God bless Shanghai. You know, I mean, I'm sure it's a great place, and the people are very, very nice. But I have no, you know, as I say, I've nothing against the Chinese. They're a lovely race of people, and I've never been to China. Why is my retirement fight going to be in China? You know, there's a fight card in London. I would love to be on that. I'd love to be a part of that and say thank you to the British people for supporting me and have my last fight there. But this just came up. This is just like one of those set of crazy circumstances, you know, and it just fell into my lap. And I'm like, this is a sign. I've got to take this. You know, of course, you know, I'm a prize fighter. Listen, you know, when you're a world champion, you know, you got to be strategic. You got to take the right fight. You got to try and make as much money. You know, that was great. I was the world champion, but I'm not anymore. You know, so now I go back to being a prize fighter and fighting for money. And then here we go. I've got a chance to fight a good opponent, a ranked opponent, who is a good up and comer. He's strong. He's a good wrestler, and I get to prove to myself and to my family, and I get to get my hand raised. I get another chance, and I get another check. You know, so as far as I'm concerned, it's a win-win all around.
And by the way, does that mean that you want your last fight to be in England, or you're just saying you'd like to fight in England as well?
I definitely want my last fight to be in England. I've always wanted my last fight to be in England.
The one in March, you want to be your last fight?
Yeah, definitely.
So that will be it in March?
Yeah, definitely.
And you're at peace with that? You feel good about that?
Yeah, I'm at peace right now. I've been at peace for a long time, you know. Contrary to popular belief and GSP saying that I'm an angry man, I'm a very happy man. But, you know, it's time to move on and do something else in my life. I'm very proud of what I achieved in this sport, and I'm not done yet. You know, that's why I want to fight Kelvin, because I know I can do better than what I showed last week. So I'm taking this fight to, you know, just you're only as good as your last fight. And my last fight didn't go to plan. And I'm in shape. I'm on weight. I feel good. I've got no injuries. So why wouldn't I? You know, my last fight, yeah. I mean, I was planning on my last fight being in March. This one came out of the blue, so I guess I'm going to squeeze in one extra. That wasn't the plan, but the circumstances have put me in this situation.
By the way, not trying to skip over Kelvin, but do you have an opponent in mind for your last fight?
No idea. No idea. I'd be a fool to be even thinking about that. I'm pretty much focused on Kelvin Gastelum at the moment.
Yep. No, I can understand that. Are you going alone to China, or is your family coming with you?
No, I was hoping for my family to come with me, but it's not as simple as that. I mean, it's the last minute. We've all got to get visas, pardon me. And then, as I say, we've been applying for green cards for a long time now. And the process, you know, obviously with the state of the current political climate right now, things like that are being processed very, very slowly. So I've been approved, and it's what they call advanced parole status. And unless you have this special card, you can't go in and out of the country. I do have that card. But as I say, my car was broken into in Maui and my wallet stolen. And that card was stolen. And to get another one is very, very difficult. It's not just a case of they reissue another one. You have to do biometrics. You get your fingerprints tested. They've got to make sure I haven't been robbing banks in Iowa while I've been here. You know what I mean? So it's not that simple. It's a lengthy process. So I can get around that by an appointment at an embassy, and they'll give me a travel document. But for my family to do it, it's just too much stress in 1 week, you know?
I have to say, one of the highlights of 217 for me was right before you walked to the cage, you made a point to look for your family and give them all a kiss. I love that stuff. That stuff makes me tear up. It was just, for you to be the sort of cognizant of that moment, why did you feel the need to do that? Because you haven't done that all the time. Why did you seek them out and do that?
If you watch my fights closely, every single time, it's not always that, I always look for them. I always look for them and blow them a kiss. Every single time.
This time you made a point to go and actually kiss them.
Well, no, they were there. They were there. They were right there. So,
Okay.
I could have not done. I walked right past them. But yeah, no, I always make a point. I was looking for them, like giving them a wink and smile, let them know we're all good. When your kids are there, I want to put them at ease. I want them to know, listen, this is easy. And don't worry about me. Don't be concerned. Whatever happens, win or lose. I'm going to be back home with you, annoying you, telling you to tidy your bedrooms or trying to be funny and failing miserably. So everything will be business as usual in about 25 minutes.
Who's Lucas picking in this fight?
I'm not sure. I'll ask him, the little shit.
He's totally screwed it up last time.
I know. Hopefully he picks Kelvin. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. The son of a gun. But, yeah.
And
Lucas Bisping.
By the way, Michael, you have been to China before. You know this, right? You fought in Macau.
Macau isn't actually mainland China, though.
Okay, well, mainland. Right.
Ariel.
That's right. Well, mainland. You didn't say mainland.
And it has very, very different set of political circumstance. Yeah, I don't need a visa. There's all kinds of... It's different. It's not actually mainland China.
Fair enough, yes.
I'm not sure if it's actually part of China. So, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Last thing for you, Mike. I mean, this is an amazing story. It's very rare for someone to come off a loss and a title loss and to come back 2 weeks later and all this stuff. Is this part of the stuff that you kind of live for? Like at the end of the day, this kind of feels like it sort of encapsulates your entire career. And in a weird way, as you sort of alluded to earlier, this feels like the perfect remedy for how you were feeling. You were feeling down. All of a sudden, do you feel already like it's working? Like just having this fight in 2 weeks, like do you feel that medicine kicking in and that you're already starting to get over it just because as a fighter, you're allowed to get back on the horse so quickly?
Absolutely. Listen, I finished my fight. I went home and I'm sat there and a day passes. And, I've got some projects. I've got a couple of movies that are lined up for next year. And, I've got some things going on. But I'm like, what do I do with myself? I'm bored out of my head already. It's been 2 days. Of course, I got a nice check. We've got money in the bank. Life's good. But, a man needs a purpose. Of course, I have 3 beautiful children and a beautiful wife. And I'm there for them. But still, I need a purpose in life. I've got to be working towards something. And I don't know. I just felt a void. I was world champion, and that was great. I no longer have that, and I'm like, all right, well, that's all well and good. Even though I was world champion, that it never lasts forever. So, it was always destined to come to an end. So it's not like I'm being a baby about that. I accept and I acknowledge that, and I'm very mature about that. It's great. I had it. A lot of people don't achieve that. I'm proud of that, and that's great. And it was always destined to end at some point. So I'm fine with that. But I'm like, what do I do with myself now? All right, I'll do another fight at some point, but... what am I doing? Where am I heading? What am I next going to do? What do I want to do with my life? And then, boom, all of a sudden, here we are. I've got another mission. I'm flying out to Shanghai. I'm going to find some young top 10 powerhouse puncher, wrestler, and I've got a bit of excitement back in my life. I live for this shit. I do. And it is. I guess this does encapsulate or embody my entire career. When you're a champion, you got to be more strategic, but I've always... I'm old school. I will fight anyone, anywhere. I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy. Maybe I'm an idiot. But that's about it. And I do it for my family. I get a chance to go out there, compete in the sport I love, fly to Shanghai, hopefully kick some ass. That's it. It's exciting stuff, and I get paid handsomely for it. So, I'm privileged.
And I lied. In a word or two, what do you say about Anderson Silva, Michael? You've been very outspoken about this topic, and him in particular. The symbolism is rich here. What do you say about this story now?
Listen, I don't want to kick a man while he's down, but everybody. There's no surprise here. There's no shock. I was convinced anyway. When we fought, listen, he was cheating his whole career. I always said a man at that age does it all after the career that Anderson Silva had. He doesn't just start taking steroids at whatever age he was when he fought Nick Diaz. You just don't do that. The logic doesn't stack up. And then because he's the great Anderson Silva and because he came out with a bunch of fucking great explanations and, Viagra, and then it was this, then it was that, then he was recovering from the leg, and, everybody seemed to give him a pass, and he got away with it, and he got shrugged under the carpet. And then here we are, lo and behold, again. No doubt he's going to come out and say it was a tainted supplement, and his team are going to put their heads together, and they're going to come out with some crap, or they'll say it was kangaroo meat or horse meat or whatever the hell they want to say. They'll come out with something, and some people will believe him, some people won't. Just like Yoel Romero, fact of the matter is, the majority of people in this sport are taking steroids, and they should all be ashamed of themselves. If you're man enough to fight, listen, I've done everything I've done through blood, sweat, and tears, martial arts training. I've done martial arts since I was 8 years old. I've done it that old-fashioned way. As simple as you can tell. When you look at my body and you look at other people's bodies, you can tell that I don't take steroids. And unfortunately, it's a scourge of the sport. Shame on Anderson Silva. That's about it.
Michael, jokes aside at the top, I can't possibly have more respect and admiration for you. You, I think, embody what we all love about MMA. Kudos to you, my man. Well done on handling the loss like you did. Well done on taking this fight, as crazy as it is. Well done for representing the sport in your country so well, and good luck in this fight. We will miss you when you're gone, my man. We will really miss you. We will miss covering you and talking about you. So thank you for giving us a couple more opportunities to talk about you, and I wish you the best of luck and health in this fight on November 25th. And thank you for doing this. I know you're very busy. I appreciate it more than you know.
You're good, Ariel. Thank you. It's always a pleasure talking to you. No, I appreciate it. As you say, lots of things to be happy about. I'm getting a chance to go out there and do it again. I'm going to fight my ass off. Fingers crossed, get the job done. And, cheers. Hope you enjoy the fight. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Safe travels to China. We will miss that man when he's gone. I don't care what anyone says. He is one of a kind, and really, in my opinion, represents what we love so much about this sport. What a story. Coming back less than 3 weeks after his loss to GSP, he'll be fighting November 25th in China, in Shanghai, against Kelvin Gastelum. Who else but Michael Bisping takes that fight? Unbelievable.